One more thing I will tell you I learned from Paco is that you have to learn to compete with yourself. He taught me that. Every album I made, or even every week, every day, I try to play better than before. So I am competing with me, not with others. Careful, because here this envy, jealousy, and this bad stuff, negative things, and we have to get out of this crap ego stuff as well, of comparing you with others, because you are also different. We are not trying to copy Paco or anything. We are just following his teachings and his life to discover our own personality in music through that. So there is no problem with it, but you have to stop competing with others. And this, the mind is tricky because this thing happens immediately. Like, you know, it's like if some beautiful girl enters a place and then some other ladies there said, oh, I don't like her purse, look how that makeup sucks. Like all these things, what it means? It means really they envy, they're envy here, right? So same thing with playing. So sometimes you go to a park or somewhere and you play better, happens that you play better than others. And then, oh, I don't like that, or what's this hole in the guitar? Like many things they may say, but actually it's a positive thing really, because negatively they are approving you, right? So all this criticism thing, it's also in our mind, and then therefore we have to start competing with ourselves. So how were you playing last week? Last year what you were playing, and this year what you play? You play the same? Are you stuck in the same thing? Well, guess what? That has a solution. So you need to start competing with you. That's what I learned from Paco on this thing. That's why he was so picky with his recordings and albums and that, because he wanted to really have something that can beat the last best record he made. So this really in art is very important to understand. And how will you compete with yourself? Well, I tell you how, very simple. From level 0, from the scratch, you are playing the first lesson here in Skype, in CFG with me or anything, from the first lesson. You can do it. How you compete? Well, next week you have to be better. Simple, fair and simple. And how we will know that? Because you record yourself. You need to record yourself with video, put that video listed there and send it to me, and I will give you feedback, as many are doing it already. And then you have a recorded data. That's how I played last month. That last year, 2 years ago, I was doing this, and now look what I'm doing. Then you have an objective data that recorded in video. You can record with your iPhone, with this. You don't need, right, the smartphone. Anyone have our camera now to record the videos. What's the problem? You start competing with you, and you will see the light coming from there, because you will be delighted to see how you actually can improve and can positively better yourself by the day by day. This thing of music is to compete also with you. Of course, Paco, and I myself also, he was against competitions with guitar. He never went to competition because of that, because he was against his philosophy. He said, we cannot go there. Like if the guitar was a sword, man, what's that? Like this guy who lost, maybe lost out of politics or other thing, and then he will be also demoralized because he was right. So, but even so, some students, my students, want to do it and did successful. There are many of them. And yeah, well, national awards or anything, okay, that's correct. But then now, what about you? How you are competing you with yourself? Forget about the other opponents there in the contest or anything. To contest means nothing, really speaking. What it means is that you have a contest in everyday life play. Because if you record yourself, then you have a data of what you were doing, and therefore you need to have supervision and work properly. But these things you learn with a teacher. Alone you cannot do that. You need to have feedback and expert supervision. And then that way you can also start to know how you will compete every day with yourself and improve. And just be happy to know that, yes, I can do it. And this for me is very important. In fact, I judge that as, you know, my success is to make you play better. So if you can achieve success, I will consider that my success as well. Right? And this part of that is, in my side of the lessons, is how I will improve this guy taking the lesson there. I need to make him play better than that. And sometimes people do not believe they can do better. Or someone told them, hey, you suck, you can never play, and they believe it wrongly, or they themselves have this very negative mindset going on, or when they play they are criticizing themselves. Listen at the description, I will put some relevant videos about that because it's a pretty funny thing. But in fact it's trap that we have to get out of it and start competing with ourselves. Don't compare this you with others. Also in the school here, I'm very careful and sometimes say, wait a moment, you play better than this other guy, you help him. The summer when all the people come together, don't be individualistic and that. You know more than this other guy, then you help him. You use that, you have more knowledge and you use it to help the other one. I want you to use it that way, then that way you will please me. Otherwise here we are not doing competition of who is better or that. No. Because this is not the spirit of Paco de Lucia or our spirit in CFG. Our spirit in CFG is to improve and help others. Just like I am doing this video now. Nobody's paying me to do it. So here there is no other interest besides the fact that you may derive a benefit out of it. And that's my success, by the way. So I decide what's my success at least, right? My success is to make you play better. Therefore, you compete with you, and then if you can beat you, then that will be great. And then of course, eventually, seen from others' point of view, there are other players who will, or people will say, well, this guy plays for sure much more than the other. That's unavoidable. It will always happen that some lady is more beautiful than the other, some guitar is great than the other one, or the other is very normal and this one rocks, because if you go to a party of players and you take this out of the case, people will say only one word, which is, wow, what's that, and how this is just out of the box guitar, right? Because nobody will be able to mess up with me on that, because they will have just only most of them same of the same. But then now again another thing here, that here we are not competing about who has the best guitar, who has the best technique, but when you compete with you, then you become very. How do you think Paco became Paco de Lucia? By competing with him. He was competing with Paco de Lucia. That's how we also got so great. And then we can also do that and improve. Okay, I hope this helped you a lot. Thank you, and I see you next time.